diversity win. Amity's mother is going to, like, be partially responsible for the death of every witch, but at least she isn't homophobic.
Yeah.
She's like, I could get you a new girlfriend who isn't on all the wanted posters, and Lou's just sits there like, valid, I guess. Boy, I don't know. What do we want to talk about first? So the focus of this episode was Amity's parents, I should say. Her relationship to her father and her mother, and their relationship to each other. And before we go on, you know that rat that looked just like Anador? I thought he was turned into a rat.
Me too.
Like, what was that if not that?
Yeah, why does he have a rat that looks just like himself? Or is he secretly a rat disguised as a human?
Wait, you don't know what happened?
No.
It's obvious.
What happened?
It's obvious. Amity's mom is making versions of her husband over and over, but then they always eventually betray her, so she turns them into rats.
Honestly, I wondered if that was happening when I saw him normally. I was like, is there like multiple Anadors or
I feel
something?
like we've seen that rat before and we just forgot about it, if I'm being honest.
Oh my god. Well, that would make the most sense if we have the Anador rat. But
rat lore is the most important thing to come out of the episode.
Yeah, maybe he's such a shut-in that he gets his style from rats.
Core components of the episode.
You want to talk about rat lore, and we could talk about cat's lore.
Yeah, cat's lore. The cat's lore, rat's lore, and bat's lore, which I'm assuming because I'm still guessing that Luz's egg is going to go into a bat, so it's going to be bat's lore.
I don't know that would make sense, but... yeah.
Well, it's either that or a dragon. I mean, or a chicken.
Ooh, a dragon
it could be
cool.
a chicken.
Like, she carved an egg. Is she going to continue to carve it into something else, too?
Yeah,
no,
like...
I think it's just going to hatch, is what she was explaining.
But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, it doesn't make any sense that a bird palisman would be able to chirp like a bird, but how come the egg palisman is different from just being a blank piece of wood? Like what makes it
apparently
hatch?
it can hear her, so according to Hida.
Oh, so it knows it's an egg, and therefore it knows to hatch into another kind of monster.
Can I mention something that's completely, like, skipping ahead to a random point in the episode that I have to mention before I forget? Because I just realized it. When they're about to get crushed at, like, the end, and Luce, like, turns orange, I heard Tipsy go, like, what the heck? And I was also like, what was that? And then I realized, like, yeah, she was Hunter, and he did his signature teleport out. That was a pretty cool little tease there.
I forgot Hunter could bloody teleport.
I was like, why did Luce just turn orange? What was that? And now I get it. Very cool, very cool. Anyway, let's go back to the beginning. I just, like, I love, like, every single beat of this episode, like, everything. Like, them on the balcony having a moment together.
Yeah,
like
that moment there, if we want to talk about that, I feel like that's the strongest part of the entire series, almost. Aside from maybe some Luz and Amity moments, I feel like that was.
I was gonna say
that was some of the strongest
writing
Amity
in this episode for me was one of the strongest. I really liked it. It was so cute.
Well, yeah, that's fantastic too.
Gus and Hunter's bro fist moment.
Just everything. Even, like, Willow and Gus, I, like, actually personally really love them now, which is great to say after all this time. Like, yeah. I really like them.
I love Willow's response. Luz is like, you guys are friends? And Willow's like, this is what happens when you disappear for a week, which is kind of lampshading how it's been such a long time since we've had a Luz, Willow and Gus episode. I have, like, a lot of component force of the episode, but the only thing I really think... There's only a couple of things of this episode that are sticking with me, I should say. I mean, I can remember the entire plot, but there's only, like, a couple of things I actually want to talk about that I don't think speaks for themselves. Do you know what I mean by that?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Right. Okay, great. Wonderful. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Well, we don't know what scenes you mean, at least.
Okay, well, I'm having a lot of thoughts about Alador right now. Alador and what's her name? What's the mother's name?
Oblina? Something like that?
I don't know. The Blight parents.
Well, we'll look it up before we just say it and be wrong.
Amity Mother, that's her name.
They said it a lot in the episode, too.
Odalia.
Odalia.
Oblina's the fucking thing from Our Real Monsters.
So, Alador and Odalia, I'm not going to mix those up at all. They don't sound too similar whatsoever.
They do sound similar.
Oh my god, why do all of these characters have such confusing names? It was an interesting direction they took, Amity's parents, with having Alador doubling down on Alador being the sort of good parent and Odalia being the evil parent, which I think we debated with each other about before. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I thought that Dad was like also evil, just really passive about it, which I guess in a sense was, I don't know.
Hang on. I have very important meta lore that I just learned.
Okay.
Odalia's voice actress is Seth MacFarlane's sister.
Oh. Very important. Very important for us to know.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, like I feel like for Alador, it's more like this is like a redeeming moment for him rather than he was good all along, because he was, the business partner. He was working with her the whole time.
Yeah,
I thought it was the sweetest thing I've ever heard when he told Luce, "You're always welcome in our home," except it wasn't Luce, and I'm pissed about it. That is so nice.
Diversity win. Amity's mother is going to, be partially responsible for the death of every witch, but at least she isn't homophobic.
Yeah.
She's like, I could get you a new girlfriend who isn't on all the wanted posters, and Luce just sits there valid, I guess.
But was that Luz at that exact moment? Was that
I think
before or
that
after
was
the
still.
switch?
I think it was still Luz because they didn't switch until just before Alador came in with the save.
Yeah, right. You're right. When Luz started whispering to Gus, and was like, "This is the plan," and then immediately the shield broke. I thought that the shield breaking was an illusion, and they were just trying to confuse Odalia.
So the "this is the plan" moment was when they switched. That makes sense.
Yeah. Also, the shield is an abomination, I guess, which doesn't abominations really can just be anything.
It wasn't it looked like her mom was what is it, Oracle? Is it Oracle Coven? Is that what it was? What is that
so.
one?
It was definitely I think it's the Oracle Coven.
Remember, Oracles fought with ghosts. That was cool because I feel like we
we did
never see that, and I'm wondering if that was Oracle Coven.
Had
magic.
absolutely no memory of that even being a concept in the show.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That might have even been confirmed to us back in season 1, and we probably just forgot about it because that's how long it's been since we've seen Amity's mother use her abilities. I'm pretty sure we discussed this before.
Every time she touched her pendant and it glowed a little bit, I was confused about what she was doing, because that's what she did to summon her ghosts that fought for her later in the episode. But the last time we saw her do that, it was established that is how she telepathically communicates, right? So I was like, who is she talking to?
Yeah, what the fuck? I was confused. Was she just threatening to beat the shit out of him, or what? I don't know.
Was she not controlling the abominations?
That might have been it.
But she had a control. They had a controller for that.
Because she's not in the Abomination Coven, then she has to have some way to do it. That makes sense.
Guys, listen. I need to tell you something. I'm overwhelmed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking so much about this one scene, but I'm this episode is so much in it, and we're talking about the end part, and I'm what do we do?
Yeah.
what do we do? Do we go Do we go in order to try to help?
Well, I can say something that will maybe help us.
Okay, help us.
Converse. Because this was my thought during the entire episode: is that this episode was the not what he seems of this show, which is that's the big Gravity Falls episode that was very climactic when the author was revealed, and stuff like that. And I feel like, a lot of people might think that...
Really? I don't think so.
People might think that, like, the episode in the Emperor's Mind was that. But just because that has a reveal doesn't mean it's actually a similar case. Because the thing that makes Not What He Seems so interesting and this episode is that, like, everything comes to a head. Like, so much stuff is brought back and relevant. And it's done well from my perspective. Like, there's not the same payoff as, like, a reveal from the episode I'm comparing it to, but just the pacing of it and the fact that it's, like, so climactic and everyone's involved and, like, you're like, this is what I've wanted to see this whole time type of thing. I think this episode really delivered that for me really, really well.
Yeah, it did. They got, like, even Gus and Willow, they didn't have, like... They only had a couple moments, really, in this episode, because, they had to balance all the characters, but, like... They gave everyone just a little bit of time to shine in this one, you're right.
Even the Blight siblings.
Exactly. Yeah. The best characters in the show.
My friend Shadow, I just texted him saying that we were doing this recording, and he just texted me in caps locks, "The DILF is now single."
Oh, God. I think something that's definitely worth mentioning is, like, I don't know if heartwarming is the right word, but, like, how like, there's no hesitation for Ida to get a sigil for this, which is, like, the number one thing that she was against the entire show, pretty much.
Yeah.
But, like...
And we didn't see her do it. They were, like, right about to do it in the last
scene.
They cut away, and they didn't cut back to Ida in the episode. What happened? Did Rain still
What happened? But, like, yeah, it's like... Man, what a moment that was. And it wasn't even like, oh, we're gonna show her, like, kind of looking, like, thinking about it. She's like, no, I want to protect my kids. I want, like, this is what I have to do. And I'm like, oh my God.
And I mean, she's kind of right that she can't use magic anyway with the curse how it is right now.
From a storytelling perspective, I'd say it's safe to say that Ida just had the bard thing on her, whether Rain tried to stop it or not. But also that it's possible the Emperor's Coven caught her immediately after as well. So...
Well, they did mention that they knew.
Yeah,
like,
either way, she's walking into a trap, but it depends. But I doubt that Rain was able to stop her from getting the sigil on time.
Ugh.
Yeah. And this is also, like, not the first time Ida has tried to sacrifice herself.
She wants to so bad.
What's that damn curse? There's no other way to get rid of it than to die.
No, we're not having...
Ida death, season 2 finale, Ida dies.
I'm not gonna walk through the entire plot of She-Ra again, but with Ida instead.
I think I mentioned this, like, every episode, but the voice acting in this show is absolutely superb from everybody. Like, everyone. I love Rain's voice. I love Amity's mom's voice, because I forgot her name again. What is it, Odelia? Is that it?
Yeah.
Someone help me.
Yep,
Is that right?
Odelia.
Yeah, Darius, like, oh my God, just everybody. I'm like, they're so good. Their lines are so good.
And that's why I think, why I was saying about that scene on the balcony, like, just the writing and performance and music there, like, that was like, the peak of what they've been trying to do with the show, I feel like, that just one scene. Like, it wasn't too, like, weirdly hammy, like, it just felt so right and natural, like, a perfect moment for this point in time, a perfect moment for those characters to finally, like, be a family on screen, like, very strongly.
Oh yeah, I live for that stuff. Like, even Ida being like, I can tell in your face you're gonna go, like, save your girlfriend or whatever, and just the delivery. Also, Amity's delivery on her little thing before Luce saved her, like...
Yeah.
I don't remember what she said. There was this one line that she said. I don't know if her voice broke or something, but the oh my God, it was so good. Her voice actress is so good. Anyway.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah, not that, but that was good.
Raise your hand if, like, you already saw that. I saw a screenshot of them kissing, and that's, like, the only thing from the episode.
I saw, like, several GIFs. Thanks to
I saw somebody mention that it was well animated, and I saw a screenshot, but that was it.
There was. I swear there was a
actually
guest animator.
I saw people talking about it.
I think my assumption is that it was probably Dana Terrace animating it because she animated
No, it was not, because I saw the person who animated it. Let me go and find it for you now.
Really?
I saw it was posted on Twitter by an Australian person who laughed that they were able to animate something where someone says crikey.
Honestly, the gays have been winning so often that I don't even remember if they've kissed like that before, have they?
They've kissed on the cheek. Like, I think
oh, okay.
Amity
That's
on
great.
Cheek or something. I don't know.
That's the big actual moment of the episode, but I mean, I don't know what's there to say about that
That
everybody else isn't already tweeting about, you know?
Okay, but I will say something that nobody else potentially realizes, which is that might be the last gay cartoon kiss we get.
Ugh.
I don't think so.
Like in the universe?
Yeah,
Well,
they probably they probably do that stuff on like Family Guy sometimes. Go watch some Family Guy.
No!
Yeah.
I don't fucking
It'll
care
be
about
so
Family
funny.
Guy. I'm talking about children's shows. My God.
You don't know. Maybe Family Guy just had their like pre-season finale, and it was just as good.
Yeah.
The Day of Unity, and hey, listen. Can we go full circle? Who writes that show? Can you remind me?
Seth
Is it-
MacFarlane.
That was him, right?
Yeah.
He's from Rhode Island, and he went to my school. I just need you to know
Family Guy
that.
takes place in Rhode Island.
But he also went to my school. I wasn't there when he was there, but
That's amazing.
my teachers, one of my teachers was particularly obsessed with them and would talk about him all the time. And I was like, all right, man. He was like, he was the funniest kid in class. I'm like, okay, we get it. You know him.
Right,
Anyway,
okay,
sorry.
I found...
But Tipsy, you're talking. Oh, sorry. You're talking about the animator. Yeah, say the animator name.
Yes, Tom Barker. I just posted the animation that he made. Very cute.
Yeah, but Tipsy, you were just talking about how, like, you know, after now when like Amphibia and the Owl House are ending, there isn't really an immediately upcoming like lore cartoon like that we know about. This is kind of the end of an era that started with like Adventure Time or Flapjack, if you want to trace it back there.
Flapjack, right back during the Cartoon Network crisis when Flapjack came out, and then they followed up on it with Adventure Time and Gravity Falls. All of that chain of events.
And also how like
ends here.
Netflix fired a whole bunch of animators and canceled their projects and stuff.
There's no new big projects going on.
Yeah.
There's none. There's only small projects.
And politics in general, but we do not need to get into that.
Never mind the fact that even abortion rights are being held at gunpoint right now. There's a lot of things for people to worry about. Did you not know about that, Chen?
No, I was looking at the scene you posted of them kissing, and I was like kind of reading some comments, and I was really spaced out, and the first thing I hear was that last sentence. What? How did this happen in the last, 10 seconds?
I was saying that this is the end of an era of queer cartoons being produced and the big lore cartoons that have allowed these sorts of moments to happen. So this will probably be the last big kiss we see tweeted around on Tumblr for many years, if ever, at least in terms of a Western cartoon. There will be other media where we get stuff like this, but it's probably not going to be on... Shut the fuck up. It's probably not going to be on Cartoon Network or Disney.
I think end of an era might be an appropriate thing to say here, but I definitely don't think it'll be the last one we ever get. I think in a few years people could come back around with some new stuff, you know?
I mean, it's just
the terrible corporations realize it makes them money, so they're going to keep doing it.
Exactly. We're watching it. I mean, there goes a Disney sponsorship, but we're watching a terrible corporation right now.
As if Disney and Cartoon Network have ever made a good corporate decision in their lives.
Exactly.
But it is interesting, though, because, I mean, I know Molly McGee isn't like a lore thing, but that's all that's left, like, because TV's going away so at some point. Like, I really wonder what's going to go on, because Netflix fucked themselves over. Like, what are we going to get now?
We need Homestuck 2. We need Homestuck 2.
Is it the Amazing World of Gumball, like, coming back?
Oh, yeah, but that's going to be on HBO Max, I think.
Oh, yeah, but who cares?
And that's going to be a live-action crossover.
I'm sorry, Tarok is not a lore cart. Tarok is great, but I wouldn't really...
I agree. It doesn't have a plot. No, not really. But like,
what show?
Tarot.
The Amazing World of Gumball.
well, sorry to put.
We have to dive back into the episode. I feel like we're so far away from it now.
I guess then that we should have mentioned at the very beginning this isn't the finale. In the last podcast episode, we were talking as if the next episode was going to be the finale, but it's not.
Yeah, this could have been the finale. It just would have like been a pain in the ass to have
pissed.
to wait.
Did the comments like roast us? Like, what are you guys talking about?
Nobody said anything. I put a note in the video. Nobody said anything.
Okay, good. Okay, we're aware.
Yeah.
Now.
No.
Right, so it's like I would say, the Owl House has done a fantastic job in the season 2 at enriching the various characters that you get in the show and making them appeal to us, whereas they might not have appealed to us before in the first season or at the start of the second. I'd say these last few episodes in particular have seen a massive uptick in quality, and the reason it's so difficult to talk about this episode is because it is composed of many components, small sections that are all very, very good, but which do not really, but which paint a picture of the whole, rather than there being a coherent, I would say, narrative thread from the start to the end. They all obviously connect plot-wise and contribute to the same plot, but there's not this isn't what I would say, oh, this is an Amity episode, this is a Luz episode, this is a King episode. No, this is an episode with the entire cast ensemble having moments immediately before the finale and a celebration of the characters we've seen up to this point.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You saying that, it makes me think of that thing, like, with, I mean, this is to a much lesser extent, but with Adventure Time, people are always like, what episodes do I need to watch to understand it? Like, this is kind of that same case where it's like, you could not watch this without watching a very specific series of episodes, or just all of them, before getting to this.
Wait.
Exactly.
Tipsy, you didn't take a breath for like 48 seconds just now. Did anyone else? How did you do that?
We're passionate today.
She was
that was crazy.
By cartoons.
As an asthmatic, I'm pissed
she was
off.
drinking water while talking too.
Was I?
Yeah. You were doing the like ventriloquist.
And you were spinning plates? That's amazing. That's crazy. You're so talented. Yeah, as an asthmatic, I'm pissed off at your breath capacity. And I need you to kind of be more sensitive, please.
So King, right? He's like 2 for 2 now on having an honest conversation with someone who's working for the Emperor, and then at the end of the conversation, they're like, hey, you're right, I'm going to stop working for the Emperor.
Absolutely. King was the other character I wanted to talk about in this episode, because not only did he have that lovely moment with Adador, where he kind of convinced him that he wasn't doing the best thing for his family, King also had a moment with the Collector, of all people. And we learn more about the Collector.
Oh my god, I like forgot about that because it didn't like become anything else in the episode. But like, what?
We don't know. I get.
Are you talking about when the Collector was talking to themselves? Like.
Yeah.
I don't want to play his game anymore. We've been playing his game for 400 years!
Yes, this is just like what I said in the other episode. That the
What's
Collector
interesting is it sounds like
together instead of the Emperor. They're going to pull some trick or something. I don't know.
It sounds like the Collector's being manipulated, but it also sounds like the Emperor's being manipulated. It's hard to tell who's being manipulated, because at the beginning of the episode, you get the Emperor being like, you better hold... Whatever he said. He was just like, you better hold up the end of your deal. And then we get the Collector, like... talking about being uncertain, so like neither of them really know what the other kind of is thinking, which is interesting.
It's two competing forces of power that have partnered together and which have a risk of meeting conflict, I suppose, betraying each other. So, like, there's no... It's almost like there isn't really a power dynamic at all, in the sense that the Emperor has control of the Collector, but the Emperor also needs to appease the Collector in order to use his abilities to start the Day of Unity. So it's kind of like a mutually beneficial partnership, but the Collector is the one being held hostage at this point, and the one who more desperately needs it to go well, I suppose, but is also a little bit of a shit in the Emperor.
I feel like
the Collector's trapped. I mean, we don't know how much Bellis really cares about going back, but obviously they were actually talking about going back to the human world. Technically, I think it's the first time that Bellis has actually mentioned something like that. But like the Collector's trapped in the Beast Ball too, so like both of those characters are equally in a circumstance that they want to get out of.
I feel like the Collector has to be like the last big bad, because like I don't know about you guys, but like I still feel like we know nothing about the Collector, and that they're just like this weird side force that just shows up and says things, and we're like, but we still know nothing about you, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I like, that means something big is gonna have to happen, because, like, they introduced them for a reason, obviously, but it's like, every time I see them and they're having their zany things, I'm like, I still have no idea who you are, honestly. Like, it's, other than, you're like, whoa, very important, you're connected to King, and Bellows wants you for whatever reason, but it's still like, the heck are you? What are you doing? Like I said, you're gonna come out into the real world and be like a Hexus Hold'em champion or something, for all we know.
He just wants to get out and play Minecraft.
Yeah. Like, cause he wants to play Minecraft so bad, and
oh no, but I don't think he would like Minecraft, because like he would just see the cubes and he would think about his whole time traveling.
Oh, good point.
He can play Terraria. Oh, there's still cubes in Terraria, I guess. Like, I don't know. I feel like, do you guys think the Collector would play with mods? Oh yeah, you could mod it so it's like circular. Maybe. I think Bellows would be like, I only play vanilla Minecraft, and the Collector would like really mod it, and that's like what the biggest difference between the two are.
What's a game where you like destroy cubes?
Vanilla no mods, vanilla no mods, vanilla no mods.
Or like Sonic Forces?
I was gonna say, technically Minecraft is a game where you destroy cubes.
No.
Like,
Yeah, but like...
The Collector will play Minecraft and try to get every single block off the map. And then they get to the bedrock, and they're like, no!
Hate, destroy, kill.
Yeah. Wow, we really are here, aren't we?
This is how we study characters.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the episode speaks for itself. Like, what... It's like...
I mean...
We're talking about our own little things, because, like, what is there
Go!
to say?
Favorite scene is a good question.
Favorite scene, the balcony thing, I said. But then, and then the kiss after that.
Oh, cute.
I guess I have to say the Amity scene when she came and rescued her and that whole thing. Just... I don't know. It was all really sweet. Like beforehand... her siblings being like, what would she say right now?
There's just great framing in this episode overall too. Like they did a great job making it feel very grand, and again the music was awesome too. Like this had it's one of those things where obviously it didn't actually have more of a budget, but it just felt like they were really deliberate with what they're doing to make it like very cinematic. But in regards to that Amity scene. No. When they see like her silhouette through the window, she's like a princess, and like Luz has to save her. Like I was just like, that's adorable. Like that's a great little framing.
I loved how Edric and Emerald like noticed Luz before Amity did.
Yeah.
And like it was so clear that that's what was happening just through the animation.
I also thought it was really sweet when they were like, oh, what would she say to you right now? And Amity was able to calm herself down. Because I totally know that feeling. Yeah. As my Adventure Time buds, you guys get it, but, like, there's been times where I'd be freaking out, and then, like, I don't even remember who said it to me. One of my friends was like, what would Jake say to you right now? And I'd be like, oh, he would say it's okay, that I've been doing a great job, that, like I'm trying my best, and I'm like, damn, that really works. Like, just, like, being able to love, like, someone so much, and being able to, like, because it's like they're not actually saying that, but like just the idea of them makes you be able to be okay. It's like, oh, that is really sweet. I love it.
As far as favorite scene goes, I think the anime scene is like great, of course. I think I have to agree with the balcony one, because like we've mentioned before that like scenes with Luz and Ida together have been kind of lacking in this whole like half a season kind of. So it was really good to see them like have an emotional moment while also, getting plot details in there, and also like, Ida knows how important saving Amity is to Luz, and she encourages her to go do it.
I should clarify that both of these are balcony scenes.
True. Whoa.
Well, I think of the Amity one as like inside her bedroom mostly.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Tulip. I agree that the balcony scene with Ida, the one with Amity is very good for the framing, the princess being rescued, the siblings. It's very beautifully paced and well done. But the one that hits me the most on an emotional level is definitely the Ida, Luz and King one, and that's the heart of the Owl House, I think. Just that core relationship of that little found family, Ida and her two adopted children. It is so, so cute, and I just want to see more and more of them, and this might be the last time we see them together as a unit until everything has happened.
I don't know if it's a runner-up or maybe also my favorite at this, like, is, I don't know, like, when they were in the bubble and she was confronting her mom and, like, trying to punch through it, there was a lot of, like, good emotion in that part, like, and a lot of, like, cool dialogue, and I'm like, oh man, this is really, really good. I don't know, there was a lot that were so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Here's a thought. There's a couple of people keeping secrets in this episode. King, because Ida told him not to, isn't telling anyone else he's a Titan, and Hunter is keeping a secret from all his new friends that he's a Grimwalker. I wonder where that's gonna go. Could it possibly be in just the next episode, or like is it gonna be a longer thing?
Luz hasn't told the others that he's a. Luz hasn't told the others that she helped Philip. And Luz also did a switcheroo without anybody realizing it.
Is that important?
But
like,
I mean,
why does that matter? She didn't know he was the Emperor.
Yeah, I don't think any of it matters though. Like Hunter's not going to be like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm a Grimwalker. They're like, what? Come on, man! Like he's.
I think
changed. Like I don't think
the point
it really matters.
Showing that they're keeping stuff is more of a relationship thing. It's like after all this time, you're still keeping things from who you're really close to, and it's like that has to lead somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but everyone has their fucking secrets, right? You can't just like expect everyone to open up everything about you and get upset when they don't. So
I agree, but it's like as a show showing both those things, it's like okay, they're bleeding to something with this.
Mm-hmm, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because King's a greater secret though, because it's like the friends can learn that, but like if anyone involved with the Emperor finds out that King's a Titan, he's getting cut open. They're stealing all that blood.
Here's a question. The line, the Emperor has eyes everywhere, I think implies that someone in Cats is a double agent. Who do you think that would be?
Steve.
I was really...
No.
I mean, I don't know where the episode was going to go, but I was beginning to be like... I guess the illusion thing at the end with Hunter was the twist, but I was like, there needs to be a twist because everything can't work out. So I was even thinking like all of Cats was fake, but I mean I don't think Rain would do that.
Here's the thing, like,
they haven't established Rain to be like that, but they could pull the rug from under us. But I don't think that would work that well.
Here's the thing, I don't think it would be a minor character because then it's like, whoa, we were betrayed by witch number 4, but then it's like, I don't want it to be, or I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be Rain. I don't think it would be Darius. I don't think it would even be Eberle.
It could be Rain. Let me explain. It could be Rain.
I mean, that'd be, yeah.
But I'm thinking that, the Vine lady who Rain worked for?
Yeah.
The one who was clearly trying to mind control them, and how Rain just inexplicably managed to resist all of the mind control.
Right.
I'm thinking, what if what if Rain is like a triple agent? Like Rain thinks that they've evaded mind control, but actually it's all going according to plan.
I could see that happening. I feel like maybe a more straightforward answer is maybe... I guess we don't really know... You're right, we know nothing about the Collector. We don't know the limits of what he can do, but like, he's just a little guy hiding in the shadows. I feel like he could be watching people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually true. Wait, maybe it's just the Collector looking through King, and that's what it is.
Oh, fuck. I mean, that's not impossible.
I
think that if the Emperor knew that, then that would be a big deal.
But the Collector sound, like, when a King was in the dream with the Collector, like, the Collector did sound like he didn't really understand that King was connected to him,
Yeah, I don't think that they know. Also, we know how Rain doesn't get mind controlled. We saw that they could like blow into the tea.
They changed drink, as your haiku said.
Yeah, change drink. What did I say? What was it?
I think that's what you said.
What, they change drink?
Something like that.
I need more syllables, man.
Oh, you're right, because they showed the trick of they can change like the.
Oh yeah. Did you forget about that? Yeah.
I feel like if we didn't see that, then maybe Triple Agent. But if it was Triple Agent at this point, I feel like I'd be like, all right, whatever.
I think I'm there. I feel there has to be like a twist. I feel like, I feel like I'm aligned with Tipsy in that like the Emperor knows like this is all part of the plan, even though I don't know what the hell he can do with Luz. But I mean, maybe he can use Luz as like a hostage, and then Ida will fuck up on her half or something. Like I think he knows what's going on. Whether or not we get like because the collector or what, I just feel like we need to have some sort of twist. But maybe Hunter and Luz switching places was the twist. And if that's the case, I wish they had a little more time in the episode to not make that feel like the fastest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was like a last minute, like, oh, crazy, wacky, chaos thing, and suddenly it's like, oh shit, like, now Luz is being brought
I just feel like there should have... It was definitely a matter of, like, they didn't have time because there was so much, like, good stuff in the episode going on. I just feel like they could have had a little more dialogue there, or, like, shown a, like, flashback to when they switched or something like that. Because the only thing we get, she turns into Hunter, and then, the dad says, "I'm confused," and then that's it. And they're like, "I'm confused too." Hang on a second, like they could have.
I think it worked for the chaos of the episode, though. I don't know.
I could see that argument. I mean, it's not like it actually bothers me. It's just I think that having that expanded a little bit would have helped. But that's like literally the only thing in the episode that I have a gripe with. Is
it too early to talk about ratings? Because I have opinions.
Go ahead.
I think it's about the time for it.
I need to say something crazy, totally crazy.
He's gonna say 11.
This has won. It won. Agony of a Witch has been dethroned for me.
Oh.
Because I mean, Agony of a Witch. Every time I think of that episode, I think of that fight between Lilith and Ida, and how like oh my god, like how like it was so amazing. It was so cool. It was just, oh my god, you get it. But I don't remember, like, any of that, the rest of that episode, if I'm gonna be honest at this point.
Yeah, it's all kind of, like, faded under the bridge by this point.
And that, like, one moment was what made me, like, be like, this is, like, the best episode of this series. But, like, for me, this whole episode, every single beat of it was so well done and so perfect. And, like, the fact that the entire episode had... It was basically, like... The entire episode was the fight between Ida and Lilith. Like, it was just the quality was there the entire time. And because of that, I think I have a new favorite, and it is definitely a 10. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Let's go.
Start clapping. Thank you.
I mean, I've given 10s before, so this is a 10 for me also. I think, like, again, such super minor things drag it down for me, like just the twist at the end being so fast, and then, like, maybe the first, like, 5 minutes of the episode being kind of slow, but then it like
I think
off.
the Peter Griffin cameo was dumb, but
yeah, I mean, I'd rather have good. Like Cleveland show up, but it's fine.
Peter Griffin cameoed in the podcast, not the episode.
No, it was in the episode. I'm pretty sure. I can't believe the collector's Peter Griffin is what I have to say about this episode.
No, he's Stewie. He'd be more Stewie because he's a kid.
Oh, anyway.
Of course, I give the last episode a 10, and I had problems with that one. I have nothing bad to say about this episode. Of course, it's also a 10.
Yeah.
Tipsy, don't ruin it.
I think it's just, like we were talking about before, like, there is something to be said about the fact that this is a very continuity-heavy episode. So it's like, I do feel like if I had to rate episodes like in a big list, even though there's multiple I gave 10, I would still put like, like the knee episode and like the library episode and stuff like that. I would put those above this just because those are standalone.
No, I get that.
It's still it's still freaking amazing.
I would say this is a very good plot episode, but it's not a 10 for me. It's more of an 8.5 at best.
What?
Wow, yeah. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, like, a 10 for me would be this did some things really, really, really well. And I'd say this did some things well, but there's nothing in there that I'd go, oh, I'd recommend this particular scene to everybody. There was in the last episode. The last episode had some very beautiful moments to me that I felt touched me a little bit, and some of the previous episodes, which I gave a 10, like the school one, that was amazing from start to finish. That made me feel, that felt incredible to watch. This one has a lot going on. I'll reiterate, Come Along With Me, Adventure Time. That also does a lot of things and tries to do a lot, and that's not in my top 10 episodes at all. So, I'm not saying this is like along with me by any means. I'm saying that this had a lot to cover, and it covered it all well. But there was no particular thread that I felt was covered so excellently that I would give it a 10.
Fine, that's fair.
That's fair. I don't know. This kind of climactic chaos I just love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really appreciate like we talked about before, just being able to give everyone a little moment, like to be able to balance and have it feel like good between all these
aspects.
It's
so well paced.
I think me and obviously you guys, as big Adventure Time fans, it feels nice to see a case of look at all these plot points we brought up that are actually coming back and being used very well. I think Adventure Time kind of failed at that a lot.
It wasn't really its goal all the time, but I do get what you mean.
Just like, it's nice to... It's nice when a show introduces a bunch of plots and then it's like, okay, here's like where we're going with them, and seeing it happen all in such like a nice package like this is really cool to me.
We are heading towards one of the strongest TV finales that we've probably ever seen. I can sense it. It's going to be really good. I hope so. I hope it's going to be that good. I mean, we've got 3 massive episodes coming. Hopefully they can, figure out what they want to do.
I know, I still really wonder, I mean, we got to see what happens next, but like what are they going to cover in 3 long episodes? Like, just not even in terms of oh, it's going to end or whatever. Like, just in terms of like literally where's the story going to go from here? Because it could end with the next episode if like if they got completely canceled. The next episode could be a series finale, with like a rushed ending. But it's like, what are they going to do with the little bit of additional time they have? Like, where's the story going to head?
First 22 minutes will be a recap of things we've already seen.
Do a Wonder Egg on this.
Absolutely.
I don't know. There'll probably be an episode about V.
True. I mean, yeah, they gotta end up in the human world.
I don't like human. I mean, I was watching Amphibia season 3 the other day, and I don't like the episodes in the human world where they have to keep the fact that their frogs a secret. I wouldn't want to watch another V episode where she has to keep the fact that she's a basilisk a secret.
And I doubt they're gonna be like, let's have a zany, like, whoa, V goes to the food court, tries to order Taco Bell. Whoa, they're basilisks, though. Basilisks don't know what the fuck Taco Bell is. Like, that's not gonna happen at this point.
Maybe if they had 20 more adventures to go on.
Yeah, exactly. If they had 20 more adventures, maybe we'd get the V Taco Bell episode, but it's not gonna happen,
something
guys.
too. That's something too. I completely neglected to mention that. I feel like Amity's dad could have used like one more episode before this one to give us a little more time to understand.
And Amity's mother, because they just kind of doubled down on, she is super fucking evil, like no complexity whatsoever.
I agree actually, because this episode does go hard on how she's the evil one and he's like the good one, but I do feel like it's more complicated than that.
I agree.
But, they only had so much time, and I think they managed it fairly okay.
Yeah, I agree, and also like, I don't know, like, it's hard for me to, like, all these people that know about the Emperor's plan, like, it's hard for me to believe that's, like, none of them are like, but we're also gonna die. Like, why does Amity's mom think, like, oh, everybody else will die, but not us? Because the Emperor said so. It's like, are you that stupid? I don't know, it's weird to me.
And how does she even know? Literally nobody in the Emperor's Coven knew about it.
I don't know. Like, I don't know, like, what she knew. Like, maybe she just knew the implications. Like, she's like, I know this is bad news, but it's not my business sort of thing. But, like, yeah, she did kind of imply that she knew everything, in a way. So, that was weird.
Because she is the Collector's spy.
No! Amity is the Collector's spy and doesn't even know it. No!
Oh my god, Luce is the Collector's spy?
Luce is the Collector.
Maybe.
Luce is I mean, there's also a fan art of Collector Luce, so who knows.
Oh god. Alright.
I think we're done.
I'm ready to wrap up.
Yeah, let's do we able to do a haiku?
What? Oh, I have to do that? Okay.
We can do it together.
Yeah, we can team up again.
Okay. Well, who wants to start then?
Amity is gay.
Okay.
Okay. A basilisk at Taco Bell. Day of Unity.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah, 10 out of 10 haiku.
I think that really encapsulates the whole episode right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love the Peter Griffin Taco Bell scene in this episode.
That was amazing. I really liked that.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please hit the like button so more viewers like you can find this video. Please consider subscribing to my channel with notifications on to see my future content, and follow me on other sites like TikTok and Twitter for special exclusives. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned for more.